loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well for tomorrow. Now we go make salute. Anytime where you there, it no matter. Anytime where you be, it no matter. Anything you they do, it no matter. Oh yeah, it no matter. Now we putting up stronger one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. Where breeze not a shame. TPP TV, talking points platform. Then they give you information about salute.
Yes, family, now welcome back to yet another very important segment where they can through the Talking Point platform. Today, now the 17th of January 2021, my name now Mohamed Kago. What do we get for una today? Now another very, very important. Why would I stress the important? It's because malaria, not a thing we knew. Me and you two, we're born in Africa, we're born in Salon. We know how it don't affect me deeply. In fact, according to the statistic of UN, if we go by the WHO, it's so shocking for you. In 2019 alone, more than 400,000 people have died out of malaria. And the bulk of that number there, na Africa. And the malaria, they affect the world. 94% of the cases then, now from Africa, they affect. And we own country, Salon, more than 38% of all hospital admission there is related to malaria. So this don't show, you don't point how serious this particular sickness is. Thousands, countless lives don't die. We don't lost thousands of countless lives in a Salon as a result of malaria. In fact, malaria is even more dangerous than even the coronavirus. When you look at the statistics alone, and it's so sorry. And just like how we know, say yes, there is possibility for letting contain malaria. There is also a way for us as people for we move towards the advocacy. Now we bring kind of sensitization, let yourself take charge of your life, take charge of your health. You go able to prevent yourself, prevent your family, prevent your community, because malaria is preventable. We're able to dismiss her. Not so we are the only country got her. In fact, Israel, then begets malaria. Now, it be a common thing, but then put serious policies then pay attention, then do the right thing. Today in Israel, malaria, nothing of the past. They're not even talk about that because it don't exist again. So the same they happen in our country for far too long. Since we get independent, now 60 years with the council now. Now go they go so. Yet still we're not able still eradicate malaria. Where nothing where I feel say the kind attention where government pay to coronavirus, if not this attention then be paid to malaria, maybe we don't forget malaria. But if you don't forget about it, absolutely. So today, we can't try to understand what's in a malaria. How you get malaria? What do you do as mortal man, as ordinary person, for let you prevent yourself from getting malaria? Some of them small things, then tips here, they're very important. Why? Because if you understand them, you apply them, it might save you time, it might save you money from running to the hospital, running to the government, to the doctor all the time and wasting time and money. Of course, yes, when you get some complication, you need to go to doctor, but certain tips, if you follow them no more, now simple guidelines, now basic. Today, we doctor here again, Dr. Alphajagun Koroma, and they can help you follow we understand better what's in malaria and how we will prevent ourselves from malaria. La usher in Doc. Doc, good evening. You can say hi to family who listen around the world.
I'm Famule Muna Kushe Kabo Una. Welcome to the program Health Corner, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much for coming once more. Now we go straight to the point. What is malaria? What's not malaria in the first place?
Well, before even start say with malaria, forgive definition of malaria, just want echo you points to people out there. You don't give very shocking statistics about malaria, and we just want to let people take very serious, because as you know, malaria so common now we country in that region that you call someone, you go just say, nah, just malaria, you know, we so don't used to malaria, or nah, just malaria, nah, just typhoid, not to something we even they take serious. But as you mentioned that statistics, 38% of the people that we go admit in hospital, na salon, na from malaria. And malaria, they cause high death, especially among young them. So that now for just tell people and say, not because malaria is out there, or they take them almost like a joke, mean say we know for taken serious, or you know for listening sometimes news where somebody want give for help you for prevent yourself. Now if I can go to your point, malaria na a life-threatening disease where they caused by parasites them. And then plasmodium parasite here, they enter your bloodstream way mosquito, the female anopheles, that's what they call them, female anopheles mosquito. Where them bet you, the mosquito, if the mosquito don't get infected with that plasmodium parasites, then it transfer them to mortal man in blood. So that's basically na malaria, a very life-threatening. We get into the plasmodium parasite, and now we infected female anopheles mosquito. Bet you, now you they end up getting malaria now you body.
All right, thank you very much for that short definition. So we understand, say, coronavirus is contagious. For example, if somebody gets you sneeze, you around, you say inhaler, or you church, you say, you know, the virus, somebody don't spit or whatever possibility there for you get tell me, malaria now something contagious. If this person gets it go transfer to me.
No, absolutely. Malaria not a contagious disease where you say the transfer from person to person. As if you see somebody will get malaria, you get malaria. No. Or say they transmit sexually, like HIV and AIDS or gonorrhea. Absolutely no. Malaria not they transmit that way. The malaria not something way contagious, because somebody get them, you come shaking and not talk to them. No, not to like flu or coronavirus and other things like that. The main way malaria the transfer, as I say earlier, now when this infected female anopheles mosquito, it bet you then it transfer this plasmodium parasite into your body. But apart from that one, then most of the cases them not through mosquito bites. We get other ways them also where somebody go get malaria way. A lot of time, a lot of people don't know about. Okay, so since this plasmodium parasite where the mosquito don't bet you now, you red blood cells inside your body, they go. As you say somebody get accident, may God forbid, or anything, you need blood transfusion. Then go take the blood from somebody where get malaria. I mean, doctors or nurses then can try for do screening a lot of times. But if then take somebody in blood we get malaria and transfuse them to another person, the person will then give the blood, they end up forget malaria. Also through if you use needle and syringe, you exchange, they use them like in drug addict or other things. Malaria also fit transfer that way through needle and syringes if people then use it amongst themselves. Also, mama belle woman fit pass malaria also to in pikin. That one they then call them congenital malaria. Now I make a very important way woman get belle, go hospital and check you not only for how the belly they go, how the pikin they go inside, but for things like malaria. So malaria are some of the ways then the one in the way they transfer. But back to your question, malaria not contagious. If you see don't hear somebody who get malaria no, or say sexually somebody they pass malaria give you absolutely no.
All right, thank you very much for that short answer there. So what about the symptoms and signs where we go notice say XY malaria?
Well, normally where people don't get malaria, then go experience fever, this shaking, chills. People will get this shaking, like say high temperature, and people will get muscle tiredness. Sometimes people even go like vomit, you understand. In some cases, some severe cases, the way people also go get even say this thing, then go rombele, then go get something like diarrhea. Also, when people get malaria, you get shortage of the red blood cells. When are the anemia, where they say, this person no get blood, they anemic, because them plasmodium parasites inside your body don't destroy you red blood cells them, and then they lead to jaundice, where somebody go see somebody yellow or in skin yellow because they don't lack the red blood cells in the body. But in serious cases, malaria can lead to say kidney failures, it can lead to coma, it will lead to mental confusion, and eventually sometimes, unfortunately, more often,
Is it connected to like all people like can say malaria they make us increase how scientific and realistic than the
I don't say like mental, they lead to mental confusion. I know go as far as for say somebody crazy, but yes, it gets some mental disturbances where it go cause somebody, and how that one day they occur a very complex something pathophysm, a very complex thing. But yes, when somebody don't get that kind of chronic malaria untreated, when they not treat you early, you don't get them, you don't go to some extent. Yes, malaria get a tendency for cause mental confusion.
All right. What are now the category of people who are exposed or get or they at risk?
Well, malaria, first of all, anybody can get malaria. Old, young, anybody can get malaria as long as that mosquito were infected with that plasmodium parasite, they bet you. But the people in more way they at risk now, people in way get little or no immunity. Now them body, such people can be say picking them, infant. I mean, there is Al Jazeera report even recently we come out, and so many others they show na Salon and other things how malaria they destroy infants, they picking them, and also belle woman them, as I mentioned earlier, they are a very risk for develop severe complications them due to malaria if they not treat them. And the neglected people, sometimes poor people in rural areas where not get adequate health facilities, they don't become infected with malaria, either not get money for buy malaria treatment, or hospital not they safe close to them. So then people and they at risk for develop severe complications and eventually die.
Yeah, just like we understand, say this is preventable. How let's start it step by step. You as an individual will prevent yourself from getting malaria. From there, we come to government, the authorities there, and then we try for run up. Yeah, so how somebody will prevent himself here in family from letting or get malaria?
Well, preventive measures then they, although now 1 or 2 they will common among with people them. But for example, the insecticide net, insecticide treated net, then they we mosquito net as we they call them, then they were very effective for prevent you against malaria. Of course, that one then inside, because when they outside, mosquito then go bet you outside. But inside your room, say on top your bed, you don't cover, then this net don't become a physical barrier between you and the mosquito. Then that one, and also this net gets insecticide killing abilities for kill mosquito them also. And another common way they for fight malaria and a spray, insecticide spray where we shell talks, as we can call them, or light mosquito coil for drebe or kill mosquito. These are the common way then they for fight mosquito malaria. Some people also they can take anti-malarial therapy. Let's say people in the way they live in a country, the way malaria no dey safe. You understand? If then such people want travel, say come places like Salon or other tropical areas, the outside malaria, they then can take that anti-malarial therapy, especially tourist people already come abroad and other places, then they will mosquito or malaria no day for protect themselves when they go come Salon and other places. Another way the way people in of mosquito repellent cream, but just make sure say na a cream way approved, because you know people indeed for one of the first program here na health corner na about these fake drugs we do. So just make sure say you know just go buy any kind cream way go cause more harm than good na your body, but something where you know say maybe a approved and authentic for use, but cream then they also waking up with a repent mosquito. So basically this now the ways them where people they know and where most government institutions them or WHO even they advocate for prevent yourself against malaria. But me believe say there is one another way deep, and another one they will I believe say we get for strive for as a nation, as you mentioned in the monologue, now for eliminate malaria, eliminate mosquito. The difficult, yes, but you know impossible. If in the past decade, up to 10 countries then they will even eliminate malaria. And 2 of them countries then are from Africa, I think Algeria and Morocco, Argentina, as you mentioned, Israel, and so many other countries and they will eradicate mosquito. Government gets a lot of things for do, a lot of sensitization, a lot of spending, because you know come also at a cheaper cost for all those kind of program. So government need for do a lot, but I believe say as a people, not to all thing the way we get for saying a government. You know, I be read a study in Ethiopia, how then some regions them try for eliminate or limit the catastrophe malaria they put upon them. And you know, normally malaria mosquito they like rain season, you know. Mosquito they thrive in season or any outside water they swamp. If you go left bucket outside, you know, water they Puto, Lenkona, then the mosquito they thrive. Now them place then they, you know, and now they then they lay egg for born. So now we community, I believe say as Sierra Leoneans, youth, civil society organizations, people engage for sensitize, put effort together for make sure say that mosquito breeding sites then our community then we destroy them. Any side you say go and gutter day, usa is stock. Gutter water stock day we get for make sure say adequate drainage in day for let water they flow well, stagnant water no day, because now them place here mosquito they lay egg. Usa put all the big hole and if na for cover we cover we make sure say we not litter the place around, like throw empty cup, empty buckets, we don't burst on this, where in water go can sit on day or other things, somebody can piece the water, then mosquito then get chance for breed. So from a community level, these are the things where people get for do, but government get for sensitize, civil society get for sensitize. If you self na nurse, if you self na doctor, you neighbor you people and tell people them for come around. Una identify them, place here, usai mosquito then lek for lay. And as I say now, usai water day. Either una clear those places or una use waiting and call larvicide, because the mosquito egg then call and larvae. So the spray way they destroy and then call a larvicide. Una brush them place then they una spray they. It's difficult, but with time and consistency, if we consistent for do this, I believe say we go definitely eliminate malaria in a salon or na we particular neighborhood area all day, we go live well.
All right, thank you very much. So we try for do a connection here. Given the attention we government pay on coronavirus, and so far we get limited cases compared to other advanced world, you know, for we not just a miracle, because alone we know we health infrastructure, well, of course there's nothing much you go right good, but then you know very challenging, deplorable, and so far even as what we get that one, God able come to rescue the number of cases, coronavirus cases is still the low, you know, which is very good for us. But this it not just come out of magic. Because government pay attention to coronavirus. Then pour a lot of attention. They sensitize people and put resources and people and get their awareness. Most probably now they play a gate role. So what we don't deal with malaria more than 50, 60 years. What you go advise government? We know coronavirus will be a thing of the past. Is it not high time government pay the same attention with the same resources back to the fight against malaria, and we try for run up once and for all in we missed?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And government and authorities, them always don't try. I believe we only see the distribution of mosquito net, and you watch Medicine Sans Frontières, I think MSF, the young work safe where they all they do for try for beat this killer disease, this mass killer. But I believe in as much as we get forgive people shell talks for spray and mosquito net, that one day na more of a I go say a preventive measure. But for me, I believe the government get for expand also their attention to elimination, because it's like we just one contain. Why then I do mosquito they bet you. You understand? So not so because you can inside na house, you don't under the net. Yeah, mosquito no bet you outside, but inside, but outside mosquito to go bet. So I totally agree with you. Say it's high time government device plan them out for eliminate malaria. Other countries then they don't do them in the past decade. I mentioned like 10 countries. It's high time we send people and for go listen to them people and they go know how they do them. You understand? Ethiopia they all they try for eliminate them. We go learn from them, and I don't give us example waiting people and go do. So government they work as them way they go and sensitize people them, work alongside city council, local council authorities them for clean places. Usai then catchment areas there for mosquito, then the swamp areas, usai water the settle. But it get for do also its infrastructure, drainage system, all. So as I say, it involve money, a lot of work. But I believe say if them all efforts for let we eliminate them, be with the people, they understand the amount of people the way they die due to malaria will not take them lightly. Because honestly, malaria and salon we take them very lightly. We don't so used to them. I they talk sometimes to me family or that I've been just malaria. So until one person go tell you cousin siko, you border siko, na just malaria. You understand? So it's high time people understand the burden way malaria they cause into the society and ways out for eliminate them. Governments get for make we the people also they at the forefront for fight this disease, for take responsibility also. As long as then safely all the resources necessary.
All right. Thank you very much. Family, and so we go come to the end of the program. So this are the program will become to you at Corner. This program they come every Sunday now. We get different topics there will they come. And the program no means say if I take as a substitute for doctor advice or for letting hospital know, we there like for sensitize you basic things like for example cleanliness. You don't need to go to doctor for go ask doctor how for clean me here, how for clean me house. So you go clean your house, you understand. And by cleaning your house, you don't prevent certain diseases for candy. And that makes some of them program there very, very important. So we tell now plenty thank you. Next week, hopefully, we will bring another program to back. Doc, you get anything for say? Or you can say more.
No, I think I would just advise people for share the message to people. If you find this video interesting, share so we all go able to develop salon. We don't come, we don't talk. Now you work for make sure say you watch other people and watch them and make sure say you like TPP page and subscribe to YouTube channel TPP Leone.
All right, thank you very much. Until then, Fambule Unatata.